The message that came through is that hindsight is a B word. It's 2020. It's not until afterwards, when we are in the midst of whatever decision we've made, whatever situation it has caused or experience that it has caused, that we can go, oh my gosh, I can look back, I can see my mistakes. And it feels like there is somebody that is thinking about you and is feeling like absolute poop about it, because they either ignored your advice, they ignored your warning, or they ignored something that you said to them. And because they didn't listen, and because I think they may have mocked you, or they mocked your belief in whatever it is that you believe in, whatever your spiritual practice is, they mocked it. And it's left them with karma, drama, endings, loss, mental breakdown as well. A firestorm. So if we're looking at like fire signs, we are talking about Aries, we're talking about Leo, and we're talking about Sagittarius here. We have a divine masculine coming through. So we have a masculine here. Masculine does not mean man, it just is pointing to the energy that someone holds more of, okay? And that's irrespective of gender. This person could have an sex addiction. They may feel trapped. They may feel very, very trapped by this addiction. They're trying to keep themselves fake busy. Why am I getting words of warning? Words of warning. You warned them that something would happen, and it seems like it's actually happening. Shock news. It's actually happening. Okay. So they could have laughed at you. They could have laughed at you or projected their own mental health instability onto you, because of your psychic gifts, and not wanting to, like denying your psychic gifts, not wanting to accept that your pineal gland is switched on, honey. Can I get one more, please? Please and thank you. Let's see. What have we got here hanging on by a thread? Secluded, separation, reflecting, and soul searching. Okay, so this person is now in a lot of rest and reflection, but it doesn't feel very restful. It feels very chaotic. There's a lot of chaos around this person. Something that they did has got them in a lot of trouble, or something that it's an action. I keep hearing it's an action, something that they did. And when I saw this word, for some reason I thought it said seduced, and I looked at it again, I was like, no, it says secluded. So it definitely has to do with this person's schmexual like drive, as well as this addiction that they have. They may have not realised that they had this addiction, and you may have pointed it out. But I feel like you may have pointed it out in a very gentle way. Tell me about feeling like ish. Okay. We also have losing sleep, worried, replaying events, thinking about you. But it came out in reverse. So this person is trying to forget what it is that you said to them, or what it is that you prophesized. They really, really are. They're trying to ignore it. Karmic ties is coming out here. So you may have given them a word of warning and stated, do you know what? If you do not change your behavior, if you keep hanging around that person, if you get into a schmexual relationship with so and so, this is what's going to happen. Why am I getting that someone here pulls cards, or they have like an oracle? They have an oracle ball, an oracle ball, a crystal ball, pendulum. There's some sort of tool. It could be just like prayer, words of prayer. But I don't know if they asked you for a reading, or if like you gave them a reading of some sort, an energetic reading, and you told them what would happen in the future, and they didn't listen. They didn't listen in any way, shape or form. Tell me about this divine masculine, please. I heard, what a joke. What a joke. What's the joke? Sweet talk is in reverse. This person could have been quite abusive towards you. That's why I was getting like mocking the things that you believe, putting on a funny voice when talking about, like talking to you about you, like taking the mick out of someone's accent. And we also have here under pressure with anxiety, decisions, time is running out. Okay, so they obviously have some sort of decision to make, and I am getting that either pregnancy or STDs, STIs, or both are involved in some sort of decision that this person has to make. I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Bronwen. This is Bronwen's Cove Tarot 111. If you are new to my channel, welcome in. It's really good to have you here. If you are a returning subscriber, soul family, it's always good to have you back. I am going to be ringing this bell. Oh, excuse me. I am going to be ringing this bell, but it can get quite loud. So if you have any type of sound sensitivity, please turn down your listening device in 3, 2, and in 1. Okay, this is a lesson that they haven't learned. We have a karmic lesson here. I don't know why, but I'm getting this is somebody who they fall in love very quickly, or they rush the relationship very quickly. So they may say I love you when it's not appropriate, like after a week, after a month. You have love-hate coming out underneath here as well. So this person's energy is very turbulent. They may end up in relationships that are very turbulent. This person could have been in a relationship with you that was very turbulent. Either ways, cope with alcohol coming out here. You may have been talking to them about addiction. Because the thing is, as much as it said sex addiction, it can be any type of addiction that connects into the root chakra. That's what I'm getting with this. Yeah, look, closing this cycle. So they're stuck in this cycle. I think they're a little bit shook by how very on point and accurate you were and how accurate you are. But you doubted yourself is what I'm hearing. You doubted yourself at the time, because this person's energy, as much as it says it's a divine masculine, I think this person wants to be portrayed that way, but they are not giving me that energy. They're not giving me that energy. There's a lot of distorted energy coming through. This is someone that you could have divorced. You could be in separation from. This could be just an ex. This is someone who, yeah, look, you've got twin flame, friendship and romantic partner in reverse. This is not your twin flame. This is not your twin flame. Okay, what trouble have they got themselves into? Okay, so it feels like this person is a bit of an energy vampire, or they were an energy vampire. They do seem to be sitting and thinking about the words that came out of your mouth, because it was so accurate that what was said actually came to be. It came to be in exactly how you said it would. Tell me about this, please. What do we need to know? What do we need to know, please, and thank you. Oh, okay. So there also seems to be some sort of pointer in the conversation or prophecy that you gave when it came to a relationship not working, or it being an end of a cycle for you. I don't know if you had an on-off relationship with this person. It could have been hot and cold, especially with that love-hate card coming out. If this is like a common patterning within this person's behavior when it comes to dating, when it comes to relationships, friendships, work, whatever it may be, they may get very used to that push and pull of come in, get away, come in, get away. I'm going to ignore you. I'm going to shout at you. I love you. Very messy energy. And it seems like there was a break, or like a dismantling of a bridge between you and this person, and the last thing you could have said to them may have been this very accurate thing of, once I'm gone, I am gone, and you will not get me back. I am not going to come back. Or if you keep treating your mum like that, they're going to walk away from you. If you treat the father of your children like that, then that person is not going to stay around. They're literally not going to stay around. If you keep using the children as a pawn, they may take you to court. Whatever it was that was said, this person is feeling very bitter, very angry and very petty over the fact that you stuck to your words, or you prophesied something that came to be. It came to be. Because here it says second chance, deja vu and nostalgia with wishful thinking, but it's in reverse. It's in reverse. A door, and I'm seeing like you know, in like old school films where they're looking at castles, and there's that it's not a drawbridge, what is it? It's crossed over like a lattice, and it's wooden, and it's pointy, like each of the bits of wood at the bottom are pointy, and you have to pull it to pull it up so that people can come through with their horses, and then they close it back again, but you can see through it as well. I cannot remember what that's called, but that's what I was seeing when I was going to say that the door has closed. It's not just closed, it's not just a door, it's protection. There is some sort of protection that you have around you, or whoever it is that they're trying to get back with has around them, and they are angry. They're angry that you foresaw this and they didn't, because there's an energy of them thinking that they were more intelligent than you because they had a false sense of confidence. And that's what I was getting before with you doubting yourself, especially around this person. They may have gaslit you quite a lot, or they could have been somebody who just questioned everything that you did to the point where you didn't want to speak on it. There definitely seems to be energy harvesting in the way of, I'm going to take your energy, I'm going to take your confidence, whether or not they were aware that they were doing that, because it doesn't seem like they are, because the same cycle is going on over and over and over. But this person thought they were more clever than you, or they thought they were more intelligent, and the fact that you saw something, you were able to predict the future, and they weren't, has left them feeling really angry, really bitter. Like, how could you know that? How can you be more clever than I am? How can you be more cultured than I am? There's patronizing energy coming through as well, without a doubt. Tell me about sweet talk, please. Sweet talk. Sweet talk here with lust in reverse. Greed by any means necessary and inconsiderate, and it's in reverse. So this person is very passive aggressive, and that's what I was getting with this abusive kind of energy, that there's a lot of passive aggression. There may have been silent treatment. There may have been, like I said, the hot and cold, wearing the mask. So you think, oh my gosh, this person's awesome. And then the mask slips and you actually see them underneath. Tell me about secluded, please. Yeah, you've got psychopath coming out here. Abusive, conniving, and unpredictable. They don't want to be seen for who they actually are. Anxiety, decisions, and time's running out. What is running out? Why? And it's at present. Something's happening to them at present. Consequences, bad choices, games, and mixed signals. So something's happening for them right now because they didn't heed your warning before. They didn't heed your warning. Right, where would you like me to go? Here. Okay. Let's have a quick look. I will show you who to trust. So they've more or less fallen into like a viper's pit with people that they can't trust. And I think this person is realizing that they are more short-sighted when it comes to reading other people than they thought they were. This is really giving the energy of somebody, like you make a comment and they go, well, actually, it says on Wikipedia, or it says on here, and it says over there, and then lists off all these things, and it makes them feel superior. They like to have the upper hand. They like to have the upper hand. Oh my gosh. Okay. Tell me about feeling like poop, please. Oh, ghost people. And heed wide counsel and listen. Okay, there's something that they can't run from. There's something here that they can't run from. There's something they have to take responsibility for. And there's a choice that they need to make. With this firestorm coming through, this person being very bitter, angry, and petty, with heed wide counsel and listen, it feels very official. It feels like this person is either going to court or police, or it doesn't feel so much like a therapist or anything like that. It feels like they're being forced to being seen. They're being forced to do something here that they wish they didn't have to. It feels very formal. Tell me about this divine masculine energy then, with the lack of sweet talk and lust in reverse. Yeah, they're being difficult. There's something about them being difficult or feeling awkward. Okay, power of 3 is in reverse. And it feels like they're doing this by themselves. They may have felt protected in a certain way, having you around them, because if this isn't a point in your timeline when you were quite disempowered, you were still learning about yourself and like the power that you hold, they like taking advantage of this, and it feels like they've been put underneath a microscope, insofar as they're having to answer questions in a formal way where they can't kind of wriggle out of it. They have to give the truth. They have to be polite. They have to open up about this. And it's something to do with pregnancy, children, and STIs and STDs. Can I get one more, please? One more, please. For secluded. Thank you. Your contradictions and complexities are interesting, and it's upside down. They're being outed. They're really being outed. They're being told that they're not special. And I think this person feels like they're above other people. What else do I need to know before I go? Please and thank you. Yeah, I want that one. Okay, you've got siblings, younger friends, and responsibility in reverse. So you have someone here who is connected to a family member of yours, or connected to someone that you classed as family. We have release your power. They're being told to back down. Oh, they've been told to back down, and they're angry about this. They're angry that they're not able to come out swinging. They're not able to say certain things here. Take care of yourself is coming out as well. And I don't know if this is a threat or if this is advice. Yeah, this person may feel demasculated, or they may feel, I don't know what the feminine version of demasculated is, defeminized maybe. They feel embarrassed. There's definitely an energy of feeling embarrassed. The serpentine path to power is upside down. There's a lot of disempowerment here. This person may feel very, what's the word? They're out of control. They don't have control over the situation, whatever this situation is. And you told them that something like this would be happening. And they didn't listen, excuse me, they laughed at you instead. Now they're realizing how on point you were even back then, even when you didn't completely believe in your own gifts, or even when this person would talk you down or talk over you or laugh at what it was that you believed in, right? Let's have a look. What do we need to know? Thank you. And it says here you need to defend yourself. Yeah, look, and then involvement with the law. Shut the front door. And you need to defend yourself, but it's in reverse. So this person didn't feel like they had to do any type of research, any type of just research. There was something that you may have advised them to do, and they just ignored. Involvement with the law is coming out. There's a massive firestorm going on here. They feel limited or constrained by something here. They're being given advice that they don't like, and it is connected to a karmic tie that is bringing in a lot of drama. There is news coming on its way. There's definitely news on its way about this person, about them. Look at the bridge, the bridge being deconstructed. Unsuccessful outcome to your problem. Yeah, they messed up. They messed up. Short journey is coming out here. They thought that it would be a short journey. They didn't think that it would be a big deal. Something that they didn't think it would be a big deal. They didn't listen to your words because they didn't appreciate how flipping psychic you are and how connected to the divine you are. Honestly, this person is very stubborn, very bullheaded. And we've got here danger, especially in money matters. Okay, they could owe a lot of money. Beware of greed is coming out too. And last one, please. Please and thank you. Thank you so much. And we have here new home, new attitude. They may have wanted to move in. There's something here about moving home. I'm going to leave it there. I really hope that gave you the confirmation and clarity that you needed, that you already intuitively knew. If you are new to my channel and this resonated for you, I would love you to hit on the like, the subscribe, and on the notification bell so you can see exactly that and when I upload. If you are a returning subscriber, soul family, hearts, kisses. I love you guys. Stay safe, stay awesome. I will see you in the next one. Bye.